Folks, it's the 1st of April, start of the new month, past the first quarter of 2019. More importantly now, we're actually into a new financial year. We're nearly at the very end of the 2018-19 tax year. Now what that means is for a lot of businesses, it's now time to prepare your year-end accounts and your tax returns. So for limited companies doing accounts to 31st of March, your year end it was yesterday. Some businesses who are doing self-assessment tax returns, such as sole traders and partnerships in the UK, may have a year end 5th April, which is coming up on Friday. But regardless of that, it's now time to start thinking about getting your year end done and getting it done quickly. So if you're using Xero, so if you're a client with us or not, I wanted to share a couple of tips with you today about your year-end reporting to make it as seamless and efficient as possible between yourself and your accountant, your advisor. Tip number one on Xero is to make sure your bank reconciliation is completely up to date to the 31st of March and that it's accurate. So make sure all the reconciled items to be reconciled are fully reconciled and matched or encoded on your system. And secondly, check that your statement balance as shown on your Xero dashboard matches your actual bank statement balance on your online bank account at the 31st of March. Tip number two is check your age receivables report. If this isn't a report you've looked at before, you're basically clicking into your business menu and there should be an option for age receivables on there. Run that to March 2019 and review it on screen to see if the balances owed by your customers are accurate. Tip number three is check your age payables report. So this is the report in the same menu that you'll get your age receivables report. And this report shows you how much money the business owes to its suppliers at the end of March 2019. What you should be doing is just get your supplier statements from your suppliers to confirm that the balances are correct, and if not, you'll need to chase up maybe missing invoices or follow up on discrepancies with your suppliers. Tip number four is to make sure that you have all other returns done and dusted before you hand over your information to your accountant and let them know that Xero's ready to be looked at and reviewed for the year-end process. That will include returns such as your VAT return. So if you've got a VAT return to the 31st of March, make sure you have it done, checked and filed with HMRC. If you have any payroll returns, obviously for the end of that month, make sure they're done and filed. CIS returns for subcontractors and contractors, they should all be closed off and filed as well. Final tip I have actually is once you're happy that all the data is 100% up to date and accurate, and you're telling your accountant it's time for them to do their bit on the year-end reporting, go into financial settings on Xero, and there is a lock date that you can put in a certain field there to prevent further entries into that year. Enter into that the 31st of March 2019, and that means that only people with advisor access on Xero can overwrite any data in the financial year that we've just passed up to the end of March. And it means that if you have anybody else doing data entry in your system, they won't be changing figures last year as your accountant's working on it. I hope that's been useful. Those are a couple of quick tips that should make the process of your year-end that bit more efficient, should get the job done a lot faster. We'll certainly be targeting to do a lot of year-end work now for clients up to the end of March during the months of sort of April and May. If anybody wants any more tips on that, feel free to give us a shout. We'd be more than happy to help.